Start off with General Manager Bob Murray. And Bob, I know you have been busy this summer, and I know a lot of people are wondering about the contract status of a number of the players that were on the roster last season. Can you give us an update?
Well, at this point, obviously, Teemu is usually the first question everybody wants to know about, and Bruce and I happened to see Teemu yesterday, the day before. Looks great. He's actually training already, which is a very positive sign. He's heading home next week, and he's coming in to see me Monday morning, and this is all very positive because this is how we've done it the last 4 or 5 years. It seems every year we do it this way. And I'm very hopeful and very positive in the fact that Teemu is going to come back. I'm not promising, but I think he's thinking about it. Sheldon Brookbank, we've offered a contract, a couple of different ways of doing it. As of yet, nothing done. He may want to go and experience free agency, and that's his right, and if he does, that's fine. We'd like him back if we could in a certain role. I intend to talk to George next week. Bruce and I and all of our coaches went away about 2 weeks ago for a while, and we sat down with the whole coaching staff and all of my pro people, and we talked about every situation with all. It was a very good meeting with all of our players, and we've come up with roles. And I told Bruce, I said, "You're coming in next week. Think about what we talked about with George, and I'm going to talk to George about something next week, and we'll see where that goes from there." George wants to play, and rightly so, he wants to play every night. He wants to play every night, every game, and we don't know if that can be the case. If we're committed to playing. Bruce, you back me up here at 4 lines.
Yeah, but you're talking. I'll back you up right away.
We're going to play 4 lines, and we're no longer going to be a team that just plays 2.5 lines, because we did win a cup playing 3 lines, but I don't think you can do it anymore. And so we're going to play 4 lines. So certain people are going to play some nights, and certain people aren't going to have to play some nights. And we want people who buy into that program. And if they're not going to buy into it, they're not going to be here. And that's simple.
And that's, yeah, we all love George. I mean, and there's just sometimes, if you look at the beginning of the season, the physical players are needed an awful lot more than at the end of the season. And that's just the way it worked this year. Is like when you start the season and you've got to establish your physicality and your protection of the stars and that. But if you look at the rest of the league, come January and February, it seemed like all the physical or the enforcers were being sent to the minor leagues or not dressing at all. And so, I mean, we, as a team that needed to win almost every game, that we had to go with 4 lines so we wouldn't exhaust everybody. So there's going to be games where George didn't play and did play, and I mean, he has to, I think, understand that. And if he does, great. If he doesn't and he wants to play every day, a lot of minutes every night, then he's the free agent, that he's got that ability to do so. But it doesn't deter the fact that we really like George, and I've coached him his first 3 years of pro and last year, and he's still the great team player that we thought he was.
I want to know about the players that aren't under contract, and which ones won't be back, like Jason Blake and some of the other ones that don't have contracts.
I've already told Jason that I don't think he's not coming back. Nick Hagman's not coming back, and I'll tell you why. Is in an attempt to get a little bit faster in the way the game was supposed to be being played at the moment, we got smaller, and we need to get bigger again. And you can't do that unless somebody goes and somebody new comes in. So that is the situation on a few of those guys.